Audio Jungle.
Fine by me. Can you all hear? Yes. Okay. Well, that's great. I was actually feeling pretty good when I got here, but now I feel awesome. That's good. Just to clarify what all those different levels and licenses are, when you're an appointed rep of the MAS, you must pass several tests. You have to reach certain qualifications. So I had all of those tests in the United States, all of them. When I got here, I said, well, I already have all the tests. And they said, well, that's good, but now you need to take all the MAS tests. So now I have both. Okay, so I spent my first 6 months taking tests and qualifying for all the MAS tests as well. So again, welcome for everybody who came tonight. I congratulate you for being here. Obviously, you're learning to be investors and traders, and you're in good hands as you're learning all these things. Well, the only thing I want to do is really quickly just show you a quick picture of. Cayden mentioned the Chicago Board of Options Exchange. And if you don't know what that is, I have to have a picture of where I stood for 25 years. Actually, it was a little bit off the edge, but right here on the side. And what that involves is you're a member of an exchange, and this is the options exchange, the biggest options exchange in the world. And this is one trading pit where we traded the S&P 100, and they trade the S&P 500 now, so many of you have probably heard of that, right? That was the most actively traded product. And the thing that most people don't realize about people like me that were members of the exchange is we weren't brokers. We weren't the ones that were executing orders for the public orders. We were trading our own money. So every trade we made came in or out of our personal account. So for 25 years, as I share with people, I didn't have a paycheck or a salary. My livelihood depended on how well I could trade options over a long period of time. Right? So the fact that I stayed down there 25 years, I always spent time and watched the other traders and saw what they were doing, and they all had some very common characteristics, many of the ones that you're learning right now through options. So that's the key. Options is obviously very, very popular in the United States, becoming very popular here in Singapore, all throughout Southeast Asia, but it has been in the United States for 15 years, the fastest growing part of our industry. Because we don't have CFDs, or contracts for differences. They don't exist in the United States. It's really all about stocks, ETFs, and options. So you're on the right path. If I could do it for 25 years, and I still do it, you can too, all right? But obviously, having good education is important. Okay, well that's enough on my background. We have a short period of time, so I got a kind of an idea of who's open accounts, and I saw a lot of hands go up for that. So I'm assuming we're already okay on that. For those that haven't, let's just jump back to our homepage, thinkorswim.com.sg. I'm sorry, let me just go back to that. How do I see it? Let me see. I'm going to have to shrink this down just a little bit because to fit the software on the screen, we're going to have to shrink it down a little bit. Let me do that first. Make it fit. To go a little bit smaller. Just bear with me a second, we'll get this set up. Okay, there we go. So that'll give us about enough room. What I have to do is I'll just hide the left side bar when it comes to using the trading portion. That'll be fine. We'll be alright. Yeah. So this is the home page again. So for those, as Cayden mentioned, very important, there's the web-based version, if you're using that, is no longer available. Right? So you must use the downloaded software, which is the desktop software, and or of course any mobile device. So if you have an iPhone, Samsung, BlackBerry, any one of those phones, or a tablet, any Samsung tablets, that's fine. You can use those and download our software to those. Those will work. All right. So for those who have not downloaded the trading technology software, just go to our home page, move your mouse over Trading Technology, and the version you want to download is Thinkorswim Platform. Thinkorswim Platform. If you click on that, it will take you to the link where it's right here. And you'll see there's a button right here you just click on that says download, and that's how you get started. So if you click on download, it will ask you to just go ahead and put in your username and your password, which you already have. And especially even if you just opened a demo account, if can still use the same username and password. You'll log in, then you'll go ahead and download the software. It just takes a few seconds, and on your desktop you'll have the Thinkorswim icon. You can see down here where my mouse is, it's that little splash, okay, at the very bottom. That's what you have. Just go ahead and click on that. That launches the software. And of course the software will open up, and it will look like this. All right? So many of you, I'm sure, are very familiar with this. This is the Thinkorswim software, and basically, if you just think about it, it's two portions. The left-hand portion is where you have your watch lists and your account information. Okay, this is where people spend a lot of their time. Taking a look at watching different indices in the U.S., for example, and a whole watch list of individual stocks. So you've got that. On the right side, you see a whole series of tabs up here. Now, each tab is like opening a file drawer. You see what's inside. Right now, I'm on the Charts tab, as you can see, so we're looking at charts. And this happens to be EWS, which is, does anybody know what that is? Okay. Who knows what the STI is here in Singapore? Okay. Everyone should know what that is. That's the Straits Times Index. That's the broad-based ETF here in Singapore that has the biggest 30 blue-chip stocks. Right? So you all are very aware of that. And you can even have that in your provident fund as well. This is the version of it on the Thinkorswim software. Many people don't even know that they can trade that on the Thinkorswim software. It's called EWS. And as a matter of fact, if we jump to the Trade tab, you can actually see the name. Let me hide the left-hand bar. You can see right here, it says iShares MSC Singapore ETF. So basically the same thing that's tradable on the Thinkorswim software and has options as well, which is very interesting. Okay? So many people do not know that, and they think, okay, well, this is a Thinkorswim software, I can only trade U.S. products. Well, no. I mean, there's the STI, basically. You can trade that. So if any... I'm sorry? Well, okay, so I will show you in just a minute how to see a whole list of ETFs. I'll show you how to get that. It's actually a watch list we have already prepared for you, so make it real easy. But many people aren't aware that you can trade many of the stocks here. So if you were thinking, well, I want to trade Singapore Airlines, and you think, oh, I can't do that on Thinkorswim because that's a Singapore stock. Well, the answer is yes, you can. Okay, because we have what's called ADRs, American Depository Receipts. So that is the same stock that just trades on the U.S. exchange at the same time that Singapore Airlines trades here on the Singapore exchange. All right? And again, when you're on the Trade tab, to get started with a stock, you simply put in the name, obviously start typing in the name of the company. So if we did put in Singtel or I'll start typing in a few. There you can see it pops up. So here's Singapore Airlines ADR right there. So there it is. So many people obviously are not aware. Now, of course, it's in U.S. dollars. It's called American Depository Receipt, which is the same thing, just trades on the U.S. exchanges. So just wanted to open up your eyes, because I think I encounter a lot of people who say that, oh, you can only trade U.S. stocks. No. No. You want to trade Alibaba or Baidu, a lot of the biggest stocks out here? Yeah, they all trade. As a matter of fact, Alibaba trades predominantly on the U.S. exchanges. So again, those are all available to you on the Thinkorswim software. Okay? So let's go through just a couple basics on the software, and I think, as Cayden mentioned, at the end we'll have a quick session of Q&A, some questions and answers. So if you have a question as I'm going along, just go ahead and write it down so you don't forget it, and then we'll address those towards the end. All right? Okay, well, let's do this. I'm going to open up the left sidebar and just talk a little about the account information. And I'm going to slide this over so we can make sure we get it on the screen for us. There we go. That's better. Okay. So the account information is important because this is what determines what you're able to buy and sell in your account. All right? So it's very important we understand some of these terms. Number one is the option buying power. And that basically is how much money you have available to trade with. Options are not marginable, so that's really the cash you'll need. We call it option buying power because that's how much cash you actually need to buy an option. You can't buy options on margin. Stock, yes, you can buy on margin, 2 to 1. All right, so if you bought, let's say you funded your account at Thinkorswim with $10,000 cash, put it in there. You now can buy $10,000 worth of, let's just pick a stock, Apple. You could buy $10,000 worth of Apple. Okay, and you've used up all the money you put in your account. All right, my question is can you buy any more Apple? Can you? Well, the answer is yes. You can buy another $10,000 worth of Apple. But now you're not using your money, you're using Thinkorswim money that they loan to you. Now, that's the maximum amount they can loan to you, 2 to 1. So if you put in 10,000, you're entitled to use another 10,000, right? But again, if you use the second 10,000, that's borrowed money, and you'll pay interest on that. Okay, it's an annual rate. And it's fairly high in the U.S. It's an annual rate around 7%, right? But again, they prorate for the amount of time you use it. So if you only use it for a week or a month, of course, it's much smaller than that. Okay, but when you use just your money, there's no finance charge. No, not at all. It's your money. There's no custodian fee as well. So we hold it for you in the custodian. There's no charge for that as well. Okay, so that's what the option buying power means. How much money is available? There's one other one that's this net, lick, and day trades. Now that's also a popular one because that really tells you what's the full value of your account. So in other words, if you want to say, well, how am I doing? How's my account doing? Right now, at the market prices for everything I have, that's what net lick means. It means net liquidating value plus any day trades that you have. So in other words, if you said, listen, I want to stop everything right now, sell everything I have at the current market price, and all my cash, and pull everything out, how much would I have? That's that exact number. 112,000 would be that number. So that's a good number to look at. If you just want to glance really quickly and see, well, how's my account doing? Well, then you'll know. So maybe if you started the year off at 100,000, now it's up at 112, you're saying, okay, great, so this is how much my account's worth now. So it's an easy number to look at just to get a snapshot of how you're doing so far. All right? One other thing you'll see that you don't see here because this is the demo account, but on the live account, you'll see something that says day trades left. Anybody familiar with that or seen that on your software? That's important because in the U.S., if you do more than 3 day trades in a 5-day period, you must have at least 25,000 of net liquidating value in your account. I only mention that because it comes up every once in a while. And it's a rule unique to all U.S. brokers. Now, does anybody know what a day trade is? A day trade is really simple. It means you buy and sell the same stock on the same trading day. Okay? That's it. That's a day trade. So it doesn't limit how much stock you can buy as long as you don't sell it the same day. I could buy 10 different counters on one day and then sell all 10 different counters on the next day. That's no problem. I'll still have 3 day trades left. But if the market opens tonight and I buy 10 or 20 shares of Alibaba, for example, and the stock market goes up and I say, well, I want to sell it now before the market closes, that's a day trade because I bought and sold the same stock or the same option. It applies to both on the same day, and that's a day trade. Okay? Now, if you're above 25,000 in your account value, then the day trades don't matter. It'll still show up there, but they won't matter. If you're less than 25,000, then if you try to do more than 3 day trades in a 5-day period, it will reject your trade. You'll see that when you try to send the trade in. Okay? So that's important. That's pretty much it on the buying power. Now, the only last thing I might want to mention is this last one where it says cash and sweep. Now, cash shows you if you're still using your money or if you're borrowing money. Most people don't borrow money, so their cash is always positive. But if you ever see the cash number, the cash and sweep number go negative, that means that's how much you're borrowing. So if you started off with $10,000, you bought $10,000 worth of stock, you decide you want to buy another $1,000 worth, well then this would say minus 1,000 right here, because that means you're borrowing 1,000. You've used up your cash, and now you're borrowing. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. That's it. That's pretty much it on the main features that people look at here on this section. All right. Building watch lists is easy. If you haven't built a watch list yet, it's quite simple. If you just click on the little gear right here, you can create and build as many watch lists as you like. I'll just click on it once real quick to show you. Click here and go down to Create Watch List. And when you create a watch list, now you can call it whatever you'd like. Okay? And start putting whatever stocks you would like in there as well. So we'll create one real quick. Let's just call it MK19. All right? Put symbols in if you know them. Let's put in Baidu, B-I-D-U, enter. All right? Now hit save. Now you've got your own watch list. So here it is, MK19. And if you'd like to add more symbols to them, and you'd like to find out, well, where's an easy place to find the symbols and the indices and other things and indicators I might want to put in there, then on the trade page, on the trade tab, excuse me, in this box where you put symbols in to trade, there's a small triangle, I suppose is the best way to describe them. 2 triangles click on that. That's our symbol table. This is a great part to know about the software because here you can find all the symbols for positions, stocks, futures, options, indices, indicators. All these different things are right there for you. And let me show you, for example. Let's say you want to have one of the popular indices in the United States we just talked about, the S&P, or let's call it the Dow Jones. That's a very popular index in the United States. We'll click on indices, and actually Dow Jones is the first one, right there, Dow Jones average. Now if I want to get that into my watch list, it's very simple. Click on the blue dot, move DJI, okay, I'm sorry, add DJI to, where's our number, MK19, and there you go. Now it jumps right into your watch list. So it's an easy way to find symbols for all the different things that are out there and get them right into your watch list. And once you've done that, it's saved before you put them in. Okay? So that's another feature that people take a lot of advantage of. And before we leave this portion to go into doing some trades, take a look at this blue circle right here, because it allows you to put all sorts of different things in this box. We call these the gadgets boxes, one here and one here. By clicking on this box, it'll let you change some of the gadgets. And if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do, because there's lots of great information there. I'll go to switch gadget right now. I'll switch to, well, let's pick Trader TV, for example. Trader TV gives you a live business channel feed. So you can choose whatever zone you want. So right now we're going into the US zone, so we'll stay on the US zone. It will load in there and give you a live feed of the CNBC business channel, or in Europe, or during the Asian trading hours. So it's a great feature. And whenever, the best part of it is while it's running, if a commercial comes on, it turns blue. You don't see it. And better than that, it mutes at the same time. Now, if I could just figure out how to get that on my TV at home, I'll be a happy camper. But okay, so have fun with those. There's all sorts of different gadgets you can switch to. Let's see, if you're watching currencies and you want to see how they're doing across the globe, it's great. You've got charts, it shows you exactly what's happening across the world with the different currencies. You can see they're all down pretty big today because the U.S. interest rates are higher. So have fun with those. You know, most people, like we just had, stay on the watch list, but there's a lot of different things you can do. So have fun with that. Now I'm going to hide the left sidebar, and the way you do that is down below. You click down here on this little portion here. It hides the left sidebar. I don't know if you can see, it's way down the very bottom left corner of the screen here. When you click on that, that either brings the left side back or it hides it. I'm going to hide it just so we can have some more room here on the trade page. All right, so let's talk about trading and actually executing some trades on the software. For those who have not used the desktop software, we've made it as easy as possible. It's really just one click. Yes, go ahead. Okay, so good question. This question is it different than the one you downloaded before that had like a black background? Oh, very good question. This is the exact same software. I just changed the color of the background. That's all. No, but he's absolutely right. It looks completely different. Everybody asked me that. So let me show you how to do that real quick. Because there's two things you can do before you launch the software. It's where you put your username and password in. There's a little gear that allows you to change the background color and allows you to change the font size. But that's the only place you can do it. So let me show you real quick. That's a great question. I choose to use the background color that's gray just because when I do demos it's a little bit easier to see. So let me show you how to do that. We'll hide this down here. And when we launch the software, let me show you where it is. So once you click on the icon with the little splash, this screen starts to come up. You're probably familiar with this, right? It'll start to pop up. It'll install any new updates. And again, we add new software about every 2 weeks, new features. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer to upgrade. You put your username in, your password, and you just hit login, you're all set. Now, of course, I'm choosing paper money because I'm on the demo account. Right? If you're trading live, you'll switch over here and click here before you log in. But here, this little teeny icon that most people don't even see is where you're going to do it. So let me show you. I'll click on it and show you how it works. This is what allows you to change the background if you're not happy with the black, excuse me. So here it is, color scheme. You have 3 choices. Black, and that's the default setting. That's why most of you probably have black, because it defaulted to black when you first downloaded it. I'm right now on metal. That's the gray. You can even have white, just a bright white background if you like. But try the different ones. See which one you like. All right? I'm going to stay with the metal. The other thing is you can change your font size. You have 5 font size choices. Be careful if you go to XL or XXL, because if you have a smaller screen, it gets difficult to get all the information in one column sometimes. So large works pretty well. That's what I'm using right now. So once you make those 2 choices, hit save, and every time you open now, it will be set that way for you until you change it again. Okay? Any questions on that? Because I know I get that question all the time. It's like, oh, this looks different. Well, it's just actually the font size in the background. But it really doesn't. Yeah. Oh, right. No, it's the same. It's the same. Unless you were using the web-based version previously. Now, if you were using the web-based version, it will look completely different. But you can no longer use the web-based version. So this is the one that you'll be using from now on. This is the downloaded software. You download this to your laptop. Okay? All right, well, let's talk about the trading then. Let's go through the process of actually entering a trade. We'll start with the stock trade. We'll buy a stock, sell a stock, and see how that works. All right? It's quite simple for those who haven't done it. Like I said, we kept it as simple as possible. Let me scoot this over just a little bit to get it on the screen. There we go. So we chose the trade tab. Make sure you're on the trade tab, because if you're somewhere else on charts, you won't be able to trade and put in the symbols there. You'll want to go to the trade tab. There we go. It's running a little bit slower now. Simply ask you in the symbol box, you need to obviously enter the name of the stock, or the symbol of the stock. If you don't know the symbol, you can actually type in the name of the company. And a lot of times let's put in Microsoft, M-I-C-R-O. And I haven't even finished, and look, it's telling me already that the Microsoft is MSFT. All right, so it'll see what you're trying to search, it'll come up with a symbol, just click on it, and there you go, it puts a symbol in there for you, MSFT, Microsoft Corporation. Gives you some information here about the company. If you've never used this, take a look at it, because this information about the company is very interesting. It's got some neat tools that let you look at where the revenue is coming from and things like that. Okay, but the actual trading itself, here's how simple we made it. We made it one click. Now, the first thing you'll see here with my mouse is at the last price, so $47.58 is where it closed last night. This price right here. Currently, the bid is $47.47. And the offer is $47.57. So the bid for the people trying to buy, ask, of course, is the people trying to sell. Notice how my hands both ways? In the trading pit days, this meant buy, and that meant sell, which is what we did all day long, right? So if you're buying, that would be, these are the people buying. The people who are selling, trying to sell their stock, they're the ask, or some people call that the offer price, all right? Now, to actually buy or sell, it's one click, so let's do it. Let's move our mouse. Now, if we wanted to buy, who do we go to? Well, the bid are all the people who are already trying to buy. They're trying to buy. So if you want to buy, you have to go to someone who is selling. Exactly. So let's go to the person who's selling. We'll left click one time, and there you go. Your order's all set. Basically, it says right down here, let me raise it up a little bit higher. Oh, I can't actually from there. I'll raise it up here. It says stock, yes, buy, yes, 100 shares. Now, of course, the 100 shares is my default setting. You can make that your default setting whatever you'd like, but right now I choose to have 100 as my default, because again, if you're trading options, one option equals 100 shares, so it makes sense. Microsoft, yes, the stock, price $47.55, and it's a limit order, which means that is my limit price. Limit order is default. We put that in there on purpose, because we know that simply means that you will pay, you're willing to pay $47.55 a share, but not a penny more. Not a penny more. That's your limit. That's why we call it limit price. The other word you see next to it is called TIF, which is time in force, and that says day. That means that order will be in for the entire trading day. If you're not filled at your price, the order will cancel at the end of the day. Okay, so those are the default settings on every time you put a trade in. It'll default to your size. Now, of course, you can change the size. I'll show you how to do that. That's simple. You can change the price. You can put whatever price you want, whatever your limit is. And you can change the type of order or how long you want it in. Those are very simple. Just click on them and it lets you change. For example, the quantity, you can just left click on it and type in whatever you want. You can put in 15 shares. There we go. Right? There are no board lot limits. Right? You can buy one share if you want. One share. Right? So there's no limit to that. The stock price, of course, you can change that. So if you say, well, listen, I don't want to pay $47.55. I'd rather pay $47.50. Okay, we'll just tick down to $47.50. There you go. Now you've got your price, your quantity, your price. And if you want to change it from a limit order to something else, just click on limit. And here's your other choices for the types of orders. But most people use limit. Most people use limit. Occasionally they'll use market. And market just means you're going to buy it at whatever the price is. Be very careful using that. Okay? Be very careful. Because that's like ordering lobster at a seafood restaurant that says market price. You won't know until you get the bill how much you paid, right? You might not be happy when you get that. But typically, market's okay during normal trading hours if you're trading a liquid stock. But limit by default. Now, day, if you want to change that, for example, if I lowered my bid down to $47.50, and I want to try to buy it a little bit lower, and I might want to change this to GTC. That means good till cancel. That means now this order is going to be sitting in there at my lower price. It's a little bit lower than what it's currently trading. And I don't care if I buy today or tomorrow or next week. I just want to make sure I get my price down here lower. And then I make that GTC, good till cancel. That means the order will stay in there day after day after day. So you either cancel it, or it does get filled at your price. Okay? So that's pretty simple. I'm going to delete that trade. And let's go back to what if we want to sell 100 shares? Let's say we had no position in Microsoft, and we want to sell 100 shares. Now, a lot of people struggle with that. They say, well, wait a minute, Scott, how come I can't sell something I don't own? The answer is yes, you can. It's called going short. Now, I don't know if that's a word I'm not even supposed to mention. Cayden's looking at me like this. No, actually, you can do that on the Thinkorswim software. Right? It allows you, if you don't have a position, start off by selling 100 shares. So let's just click on the bid price, and I'll show you how it works. If I click on the bid, I'm going to be selling. As a matter of fact, what we do is we show you what you're going to do, because it says the word sell right here. So when you move your mouse over it, it tells you if you click here, you're going to sell. All right? So let's go ahead and do that. We'll click on the bid price. And sure enough, the same order comes up, but it says sell 100 shares Microsoft at the current bid price, $47.47. It's a limit order, and it's in for the day. So if I did that, I had no position in Microsoft, I did that, what would my position be? What would it say in my position statement? It would say minus 100 shares. Exactly. Just like it says here, minus 100. Now the way I have to close that trade is by buying it back at a future time. I have to buy another 100 back. That would get me back to zero. So why would we ever want to do something like that? Well, you'd only want to do that if you thought the stock was going lower, right? We'll sell it here. If the stock goes down, we buy it back at a lower price. Lock in your profit that way, okay? So a lot of times that's a little counterintuitive to some people who say, wait a minute, how can I sell stock I don't have? And if the stock goes down, I actually make money. Well, you have to buy it back at a lower price. Sell high, buy low. It's just the opposite of buying low, selling high, right? So, okay, but that's how that works. So stock's pretty simple. Is there any function to disable the short selling? Yeah, if you ever accidentally click something, remember, you can always buy it back instantly. That's one thing. The other thing is, keep in mind, if you ever do have an error, or let's say you have two accounts at Thinkorswim, because we'll allow you to have several accounts, and you do a trade in the wrong account, if you call our support desk right away, they'll actually move that trade into the other account you'd like. If it was an error, right, and you're not able to get out, but you should always be able to get out, because there's always a bid and an ask, you can always chat in with our chat team in the U.S. during the U.S. market hours. So if you haven't taken advantage of the support we have, anytime you have a question, make sure you click on this button up here where you see the little headset. And let me bring this down a little bit lower so you can see. There's a headset right here. I'll click on it. That creates a support. Go to Live Support and create support request. What you'll simply do is you'll just put in the subject. It doesn't really matter. You can just say trade or charts or whatever you want. And then just type in. Now you're talking live with one of our appointed reps of the MS who lives in Chicago. So we have 4 of them. And they're there all night long. So if you ever have a question during the training hours, actually an hour before the training hours start, all the way till an hour after the trading hours end. Now that's like 5 a.m. But if you're still up that late, they're still here. And it's free, absolutely free. Obviously, you don't have to call or anything like that. So I would go straight to them to make sure if you didn't have an error. And but again, they can either help you close it or walk you through steps, or they'll do it for you. The nice thing is, if you ever call them or chat with them or call them and have them put an order in for you and place the order for you in your account, your commissions are the same. There's no extra charge for it. Most brokers charge, you say, an arm and a leg if you want to use their system and have that person actually do the trade for you. We don't. So if you're ever in a situation where you can't, like, let's say you lose your internet connection, you can always just call on the phone. It's a toll-free number, and get a hold of our support, right? And talk to them that way. So that's good to know. I mean, it's rare that would ever happen, but certainly would be a nice way to get support if you ever need it. No, you can't disable it. No, buying and selling is not. You can't really disable it. But here's the thing. Let's finish up the process of the short sale. We'll click on the bid again. It creates the order to sell 100 shares at this current price. And let's say we want to just leave it at that limit in the day. Now the final step is clicking on the box down here where it says confirm and send. Let me bring this up a little bit higher. Confirm and send. So in other words, you cannot send the order right from here until you click on confirm and send. So really it takes 2 steps. Only if you go to the second step are you able to send this order to the market. So let's go ahead and click on it where it says confirm and send, because that's exactly what we're asking you to do. Let's look at the order description. Sell 100 shares of Microsoft at $47.48. Okay, if that's what you want to do, now you click send. So in other words, we have a 2-step process that would keep you from just accidentally clicking on it and sending an order out. So that will never happen. There's a 2-step process. Remember, get your order set up, price, stock, quantity, then confirm and send. Then you get to look here and see all the detailed information. You get to see how much money will come into your account when you sell something. You'll see your commission right there for you, how much will be credited to your account. It tells you how much your buying power effect is, so you need to have half of that amount. Remember, we said stock is marginable, so you need half that amount. That's your buying power effect. That's how much cash you need to be able to make that trade. Okay? Now, only if you click on send will that order go right out to the marketplace. Okay? So that will keep you from accidentally clicking on something and sending an order out right away. Because once you click on send, it goes to that big trading pit. Well, it's electronic now, but you're filled in a fraction of a second. Okay? So getting to this step is just when you go just before you want to send your order out. Right? I will delete that order now, and now that's out. Okay? All right. What else do we? Let's look at an options transaction too. Now, options transactions are the same. There's a bid and an ask. We click on those just like the stock or the ETF. So we made that very simple. We'll go ahead and stay on the options for Microsoft since we have that up here already. All right, so here we go. Down below is the option chain. Now, under the option chain, you'll see all the different months. May, June, August. The number next to it is the week, the Friday, which Friday of the month. It used to be where you see the black colored options, it was always the 3rd Friday of the month. And when I was trading options in that picture back there, everything was black. Every option was expired on the 3rd Friday of the month. Now they have this thing called weeklies. So now it's going to expire on each Friday. So they left the old options, or what's called the traditional options, in black, and the ones that are in red, you can see are in parentheses are weeklies. Now how do you know which week? We'll look at the number 4, May 4. That's the 4th Friday of May. This is the 5th Friday. I guess there's 5 Fridays in May. All right. So there you go. So that shows you that number. If it doesn't have a number, that's the black one. That's always the 3rd Friday of the month. All right. The next number is the 15. That just represents what year it is. 2015. That's this year, because you can see there are options that go all the way out to 2016 and 2017. All right. In the next bracket, it tells you how many days until expiration. You can see I'm holding my mouse over. It says the days until the last trading day. So you can see the options that expire on the 4th Friday of May expire in just 2 trading days from now. Because we're already, Wednesday? Yeah, so we have Thursday and Friday remaining. That's it. Right? 2 days left. Now let's go ahead, I'll go ahead and open up one of the chains. We'll open up the June, third Friday of June. This is the 30 days until expiration. Let's open that up. And as you can see the calls on the left side, the puts are over here on the right side, and you have the strike prices right down the middle. Let me do this just for a second. Let me scroll up a little bit higher so we can see this a little bit better. Okay, that's a little bit better for the people in the back, all right? Lower this down just to that. There we go. All right, so let's look at an option trade. And again, same thing. Again, calls here on the left, puts on the right. You have a bid and an ask, just like before. All right? Buy and selling, same way. Can I short an option? Well, of course. Yeah, you can short an option just like you can. As a matter of fact, I know that's one of the popular strategies, is looking at selling a put. Well, let's start with a call. We'll do with a call. And again, you go down the bid or the ask column, pick your strike, and then go ahead and click on the bid or ask of that strike. Let's go to the 49 call right now. So that's the June of 2015 49 strike call. If I wanted to buy that call, it's again one left click on the ask price, and there it is. You're buying one. Can everybody see that? Let me raise it up just a little bit for you so you can see. Buying one, Microsoft, June, 49 call. So that's a call with a strike price of 49, and we're going to pay about 43 cents for it. A limit order day. If you're all ready, that's all set, that's what you want to do, just click again, confirm and send. Let's take a look at it. It's telling us we're going to buy one. Now one, you see the number after 100, that's how many shares there are per option. But I think pretty much everyone here knows it's always 100 shares per option. June, 49 call at 43 cents. That's exactly how much you're going to pay. Now, how much do I need in my account to do that? Well, there is no margin on options. So if it's 43 cents times 100 shares, that's $43. Exactly. So it tells you right here, you need, the cost of your trade is the $43 plus your commission of $1.25. It's a total of $44.25, and then you will be the proud owner of that call, of the June 49 call. Again, you have to just click send, or it goes right out. Now you'll notice, I'm going to hit edit, that when we looked at the, or delete, sorry, if you look at the bid and ask of the calls and puts when the market is closed, they're all grayed out because you cannot trade them. Options only trade when the U.S. market is open. Only trade when the U.S. stock market is open. Okay, that's very important. Stocks, however, and this is something a lot of people do not know, is we allow you to trade the stocks or ETFs about an hour and a half before the market opens, and about an hour and a half to 2 hours after the market closes. And most people don't know that. And let me show you how you can do that. We're getting pretty close, Cayden, so I'll wrap it up on this one. Well, let's go back to the stock. Let's say we want to buy 100 shares of Microsoft. Okay? Stock, buy 100 shares of Microsoft, $47.56. All right? Now, how would I make this in order to let me trade right now? And right now, the market doesn't open until what, 9:30? Can I trade right now? Yes. As a matter of fact, I was just looking, 460 shares I've already traded. This is way before the market's open, right? So how do I do that? This is all you have to do. Come over to here, where it says day, or your time in force. Click on the box where it says day, and go down to EXT. Sorry, EXT. Now that stands for extended hours. So if I click on that, now you can see the box says extended hours. Now this will be a live trade. If I send this out now, if I hit confirm and send it out, you'll get filled. Right now. You'll actually own the stock. The market hasn't opened. Not till 9:30. Again, most people don't know they can even do this. Let's click on confirm and send as a matter of fact and take a look. What does it say? It says buy 100 shares Microsoft at $47.56. It's a limit still. But see how it says in big letters here, extended hours? That means it's going to be a live trade. It's not going to be queued up and working. It's going to be live. So if I send this out right now, I'll most likely get filled. I'll buy my shares, 100 shares, if it's available. Let's take a look. Yes, there's 100 shares available, so I'll get filled on that order right away. Okay? Any questions on trading extended hours? It's very important. Now again, we cannot trade options on extended hours, but be very careful if you are trading on extended hours to always use a limit order. Extended hours tends to be less liquid. There's less people trading. So if you put a market order in, well, you could be very surprised at where you'll get filled. Because market means buy at any price. You don't want to do that during extended hours, okay? If it's a small amount, it's usually okay. Yes, did you have a question? So normally, your question was, if you want it to be filled, you use the bid or the ask price. And I'm going to hit edit. So we can see that the bid price is $47.49 and the ask price is $47.56. If I click on the ask price, it puts that price in there for me automatically. So I will be putting in the offer price. Now I don't have to keep that. I can say, well listen, I want to trade extended hours, but I only want to pay $47.52. Fine, go ahead. You can put it in that way. So during extended hours, it's just the same. You can change your price to whatever you want. And now during the extended hours, you'll have the best bid now. Because you can see the best bid is $47.49. If I put this in, confirm and send, it'll go out there and it will become, I'll have an order out there working at my price. Right? So I just sent that in there for fun. I'm going to go to what's called the trade grid. Well, actually, you can't see it here. Let me open this up. Now I can see, that's not showing right now. To reject it. But that is a simple way to be able to buy and sell stock during extended hours, or non-conforming hours, or non-standard hours. All right? So that's pretty much it on the options trading, which again, I said it's very similar to trading stock. We try to make it as simple as possible with just one click. And same way, let me go ahead and, if we wanted to sell or buy or sell an option, same thing, just click on the bid or click on the ask, and you'll have the order out there for you. All right? Okay, so is there anything else we want to talk about? What about if you're doing the covered calls? What if you already own stock and you want to sell a call to have a covered call strategy? Well, if you already own the stock, well then all it will be is selling a call to open. It'll be like shorting a call, but it's not really shorting because you already own the stock, right? So again, that would just be coming to this, picking the strike price you want, clicking on the bid price, and selling the call. Because I already own the stock, what it will do is it will put that short call right below my stock, put them together, and it will become a covered call, or covered stock we call it. All right, so it will put those two together, and then later on, if you want to get out of that position, you can get out of that position as one trade. Okay, you can be selling your stock and buying the call back if that's what you want to do, and you can do that anytime. All right, so those work both ways. All righty. Okay, Hayden, Cayden, anything else you want me to touch on?
No, maybe Q&A?
Yeah, let's do a Q&A if we have time.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? I know there were a couple in the back. Yes?
What's the advantages of trading extended hours?
Well, the advantage of trading extended hours, it gives you more time to actually get filled. Now, here's one thing I didn't show you. If you want to trade extended hours and have GTC, you can do that as well. So in other words, if you have an order, you want to buy stock at a lower price, and you say, listen, I don't want to buy stock at this lower price just during the normal hours. I'd like to be able to buy my stock at any time during the normal hours and the extended hours. So then you just pick this one right here where it says day. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't do it for an option. Well, let's go back to a stock. Click on the ask price. We'll create an order. We'll go to day, and you go to GTC plus extended. And what this now lets you do is now you have a good till cancel order that works during the normal hours and the extended hours day after day after day. Okay? So the advantage is just more time to get filled. And sometimes some things can happen during extended hours. Sometimes you'll have a market order comes in and you get filled. Okay? All right, anything else? Yes? In your position or on the option chain? No? Right. Well, one of the things we'll have on the option chain itself, you can change the column headers, and one of them shows you it'll say probability ITM. You're not talking about this right here, which says ITM. Is that the one? Oh, Okay, so over here. Oh, okay. Yeah, so maybe if you had an order working, it might show. Okay, well we can take a look. We'll take a look after we'll bring up your account just to make sure. Okay? Typically you only see that if you have an order working. Or position, obviously. Right.
So before the third question, I just want to go back to the first question. Now the extended hours, I think as a value investor actually you don't really have to bother about the extended hours. So what we need to do is we just need to make sure that the market opens at a certain 9:30, Singapore time, whatever, and then just buy and sell stuff.
Right. That's the best time to be trading.
I won't do the extended hours because you do not know the pre-market open and post-market open. Now, last time when I was trading, what we do is for example, company when they make earnings announcement, it's always on quarterly. Okay. Then some people speculate. You want to speculate the share price is going to get up or come down or whatever. So what happens is before they make an announcement, they make an entry and make an order during the pre-market open. But these are predominantly for speculators. Now, my suggestion for you is don't do it.
No, absolutely, because he's got a very good point. Because, like I said, the caution I said is be very careful. Do not do a market order. Do not. The only time I think you might want to use it is if you know you want to sell at a certain price, and because you're closing a trade that you already have because that's your target price, then it wouldn't hurt because whether you get filled during normal hours or it doesn't matter. You get filled. You want to get filled. So, but you're right. You got to be very careful. It's very thin. You got a lot of speculators in there, and it's subject to big moves in the market. So, always safest to trade during the normal market when you can, for sure.
Sorry, just that question.
So, your demo account. Right. Yeah. Okay, so if you have more than one account, you'll simply just go right to the box where it shows your account number, click on it, and you'll see the different accounts you have. Whichever one you click on, it will move you into that account automatically. Okay? So when you first open it, you can see up here it says all accounts. So it's giving you information for all your accounts. But if you want to go to one individual account, you have to click on it, and then it will put you in that account. Is that what you're talking about? Virtual account, which is your demo account. So what are you clicking on to get there? On demand? Oh, okay. He's talking about on demand. On demand, which is just not on the paper market. It's not on the demo. On demand is just a feature that lets you go back and back test. When you click on demand, it opens a third account for you. And it lets you go back in time and make trades. You pick the date and the time, and you can start making trades, and you're actually trading live at that period of time. Did you ever see the movie Back to the Future? Did you ever see that?
Yes.
Right? When he gets in the car, he sets the date, and he lands there. Well, it's the same thing. You just put the date you want. You get in the car, you wake up, and you're trading live at that time. And you have real quotes. You can buy and sell stocks, options, futures, everything. So it's a very, very unique tool or functionality that no other broker has. It's called On Demand, but again, we don't have time to go into that tonight, but it's a good feature. Yeah, the On Demand is the virtual account. That's correct. Yep. Okay.
That only happens in my dream.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, David.
If you're asking about Singapore stocks, just do the same thing as when you're looking for a stock. Start typing in the name of the company, and then see if it pops up for you. No, just the blue chips. With no penny stocks. Don't even look for a penny stock. We don't have it.
You need this platform as Singapore stock?
Yes.
You can buy and sell?
You can't buy yes, they're called ADRs. They're not the stocks that trade on the Singapore exchange. They're the same version of the stock that trades in the US. So like we went a minute ago, when we went through it and we started putting in SING, we want to say, well, what about Singapore Airlines? Well, there you go. Symbol's SING. You can buy and sell stock right now in US dollars. Absolutely. Absolutely. But no penny stocks. No penny stocks. And you can see no options. Right? So it has to be but again, it's just the blue chip stocks. Just the blue chip stocks. Or like the EWS we talked about, which is the same thing as the STI, same exact thing. You can trade that here, and you have options on it.
The commission?
Same. $5 stocks and $1.25. So if you want to trade options on the STI, there you go, $1.25.
By the way, this is something new. All along I'm thinking it's only for US. I didn't know Singapore.
It's in US dollars. That's why you see that this is a different price than the STI, because it's funded, it's converted into US dollars. Yeah, you can set your default to whatever you'd like. Okay, no, in the US, everything trades the same. So if you want to buy 10 shares of the EWS, which is the same thing as STI, you can. There's no board lots. Yeah, minimum 100. No, you can buy 1 share. Yeah. Yep. 1 share. You can buy 1 share of the STI, basically, right here. 1 share, 2 shares, 5 shares, 10, whatever you want. Okay, just
one thing at a time. So, okay, Scott, correct me around.
Yeah.
So, are we right to say that if let's say you don't buy Singapore, buy or sell Singapore stocks, you can buy just 1, 2, 3?
Yes.
Versus 100?
Yeah, no board lots on the US exchanges. No.
Sure. Remember, it's in US currency.
Right. It's in US currency, but again, your Thinkorswim account is already funded in US currency. So you
penny stocks.
Yeah. No penny stocks. Yeah, small caps. No. Right. Right. Now keep in mind, this is called the MSCI Singapore. And so it's a different. So you have the SCI, which trades here, and the MSCI trades in the US. And when you look at them back to back, there's 30 stocks in each, and the 30 stocks are identical except for 2 of them. So one of them uses DBS instead of UOB, and one of them uses a different, I don't know, chemical company or something else. But everything else is identical. And then if you look at the charts of the 2, they're exactly the same. Exactly the same. Okay. So
one thing at a time. Okay, so maybe one question. Okay, so in order to coming back to the question, you can buy 1. Now it's something new to me. I know it's always 100 using a Singapore preferred. So now you can buy this. A quantum 1. Now bear in mind that I'm not very familiar because there's going to be a currency exchange.
Sure.
This one's 1. And the commission charge, I suppose, is cheaper as compared to the local.
Oh, sure. It's $5. It's $1.25.
Okay, so remember the currency exchange.
Yeah, but again, you're already in US dollars in your account, so you don't have to,
But what about in trading ADR? Will the capital gain be taxed?
No, same. Same. No capital gains.
No capital gains tax.
No tax.
No tax. Just on dividends. Just dividends.
Oh, so you're saying that if we buy and sell, if we hold a Singapore stock using Thinkorswim account,
using the ADR.
And let's say using ADR, and if they pay us dividend, that dividend from Singapore stock is taxable.
Yes. Well, all dividends on Thinkorswim are taxable. All dividends.
Okay.
So anytime. Well, again, that's always. So if you did not know that, anytime you buy and sell a stock, anytime a stock pays a dividend, there's a withholding. It's right around 30%. For U.S. citizens, it's about 20 to 25%.
Okay, so this one's a catch. Now you are aware that for capital gains and dividends for Singapore stocks, if you use the local brokerage firm, there is no tax. So under Singapore tax law,
no withholding on dividends. Yeah. I'm not sure. Is that okay? In Provident Fund as well, right? I assume. Yeah. Okay.
But U.S. have.
Yeah.
So you need to think more.
Sure. Yeah. So if you're holding something for long term, yeah, you might want to consider that.
So did you answer a question? Right. So I saw like one have to be issues.
Yes, we can do that. Right. You will never let your cash go negative. You'll never let you borrow money. So yeah, that is an alternative. So if someone really wants to do that, if you want to change your account to a cash account, we can do that for you. Just send us an email or call us. or click on the support, well, we can do that for you. Yep.
Okay, let me pause it for a while.
Yeah.
Now, just take note that when you open a Thinkorswim account, by default, it's margin account.
Yes.
So you put 10,000, you will see, there's more money in the options buying account. Okay, now if you want to convert the margin account to cash account, you have to call them or email them. Now, bear in mind that the moment you convert to a cash account, remember every month you sell options. Now, if let's say your account is a margin account, and when you sell options, now you will see the cash transaction, and the cash immediately goes there. Now, having said that, you use a cash account, and then you sell options. Now, you will take a couple of days before the cash goes inside. So there is
They hold it a little bit longer.
Yeah, they hold it.
Has to settle first. Right, so it's a little bit slower. And there's, that's
okay, so that's the only difference. Wait, hang on there. Wait. Maybe we'll take 5 more questions. Maybe.
Yes, so if you want to switch to cash, you have to make sure that you're not borrowing any money first, right? So either top up or reduce your position, get yourself back to a position where you have positive cash and sweep. Sure, we look at them individually, so you can set up. Yes, you can do that. Yeah, we can.
Maybe it's very
Yeah, we can.
It's a multiple account. Okay, 4 more questions.
Okay.
Does the cash account allow the leverage on the 2-to-1 stock purchase?
No.
No, cash account.
No.
Cash account is only leverage.
No, so you give that up. Yeah, you give that up.
Okay, so 2 more questions.
I want to ask you about, let's say I buy a stock, and then I want to know the average of how much. Let's say I bought 4 stocks in
Right.
different days, so I want to know the average price.
Yes.
How do you get to that?
Sure. So that's one of the tabs we didn't have time to look at. But on the monitor tab is where you'll see your position. You click on monitor tab, activity and positions. That shows you all your positions and all your activity. All right. So let's open up something like VIX, where I have a couple spreads I did. I did a 3-lot vertical spread, but I did them one at a time. All right. So what I can do is I can go right over to here. Anytime you click on a row under the P&L open, it will show you all the trades you did. So let me go ahead and click on this one. And it shows you that I bought one on 3 different dates here. I bought 111. These are the different prices, 210, 185, and 160. But my average price is right here, 185. Okay, and then here's the mark, and that's what those options are down there. The same with the ones I bought. I bought them at 110, 95, and 80. Per price 95. The mark is 65, so I'm up because I sold these options. So they were profitable. What? Yes. Activity positions, and then open up whatever it is in the position you want to look at, and click under the P and L column. That shows you exactly how much you made, all your average prices, etc. That's a great place.
Okay, let me pause it to show up. Now, there's a video camera running at the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to save the video and then actually email the link for you. Okay, so in case you forget, you know where to click. And if let's say the video you don't understand, you can always do the online chat. Now, do you understand the Kuching's question? Now, for example, sometimes let's say you buy IBM. So day 1 you buy a big IBM, day 2, then day 5, day 7. So you have all the IBMs at different prices. So what the question is, how do you find the average purchase price? So this is what you do. Click, and then you end up with P&L and then check it.
Exactly.
Okay, 2 more questions. During tea break, you can go and ask one answer. Sure. Anyone? Aggregate.
Okay. If you do want to see, not using margin. Okay. If you want to see more information on your account or your activity and how you've been doing it, yeah. Well, what about here? Did you click on the account statement and then go down to profits and losses and click on this? This on your mobile. On your mobile. Okay. Oh, okay, well, let's take a look. Give a quick call to our chat with our support team tomorrow, tech support, and they'll be able to help you out. Again, if you want to see profits and losses all year long, all the different things you trade, you can just go up and down here on your year-to-date P&Ls. You'll see it all there.
Or you can drop by the office.
Yeah, you can drop by our office too. Suntech.
Hey, dropping.
Yep, we're in Million Tower.
One more question. Key break, you all can ask. By the way, key break is going to come back. It's quite late. Okay, one more question.
I don't want you to get too late behind.
Yeah. One more question is. Hey, suddenly no hands up.
Okay.
One more, maybe. Okay. So is there a question? Maybe the question is, let's say we saw option tonight and we want to see how much premium we got. Where should we see? Where should we find the
Yeah, so if you want to see what you did, any trade you just did, and cash that goes in or out, credits, debits, there's a couple different places, but the one usually I'm talking about is under account statement, under cash and sweep. Now again, you'll have to always click on the triangle to open something. When you first open this, it's only giving you 1 day's worth of information. You need to change this. Let's say we want to go back 30 days. We'll click on that and hit enter. And what it will do is now it will give you 30 days of information. And here, you don't see it all on the screen, but it shows you anything that happened on any of the days, any trades you did. Like down below here, we sold an iron condor. We paid commission, we collected $60, and it shows you my cash went up by that amount. So that's one way. That's one way to see it.
So where do we see the exact premium that we get?
Right here, under amount. This is how much you collect. So when you sell something, you can see all I've done is sell things. I'm just like you. Credit 60, credit 105, credited 230.
And this will be after the commission reduction?
No, commission's right here. Commission's over in this column.
So this is before commission?
Right. So this is how much cash. And what will happen is the ultimate change will be in this number, which is your cash balance. Right, so you'll see the ultimate number.
So in other words, you have a minus 6.
Yeah. So that's one. The other one is to go here under account statement and go to, like I said, trade history. Go to trade history. And trade history shows you every trade you've done in the last 30 days. And you can see under this column the price, and it shows you exactly how much it was. So let's see, here we bought one 280 put for $6.50. So I know that's exactly how much I did, and that was my limit. I got filled. This trade history shows you trades you actually made. These are executed trades. If you want to see all the orders you did, then you click on order history. Now there might be a lot more there, because anytime you got an order that's canceled or replaced or anything, you'll see a lot more information on that. But again, that's a good way to go back and see exactly what trades you did. And the last one is under activity and positions, where we just were. So if I go to SPY, and I want to see how much I've collected, well then just pick out whatever option it is, right? So let's take this one, click on it, and it shows you when you sold it for $1.01, and now it's 95 cents, so you have collected $30 so far. Okay? 5 times 101 minus 95 is $30. So that's I like using this one because it gets to look at your whole position. You go to P&L open, pick whichever one you want. It shows you bought, sold, your price, the current price, and how much you've made or lost on that stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh, let's do that. So again, it shows you quantity, the price you actually executed, the current price, and how much you've made or lost on that position. P&L open. That's the number. That's a good number to look at right there. Exactly. P&L day just shows you how much you've made or lost today in that position. P&L open means what's your profit loss since you put that position on. From the exact moment you put it on, how much have you made or lost on that position? So P&L open, since you opened it, P&L day is just today. That's why the day says 0, because we're not open yet. So it's very clean.
One more question. Sure, more. Now, so let me show you what's going to happen. This ought to be around for next year.
Sure, that's fine. No problem.
Okay. By the way, now before let's talk to where I am. Later on, can you give a score to each round of